Welcome to the deep dive. Ever find yourself pausing between above and over?
Oh, definitely. They both point upwards, don't they?
Exactly. But our source today, it's actually a teaching script designed to clarify these, shows there are some, subtle but really useful differences.
Yeah, it's quite handy stuff.
So our mission really is to give you a clearer handle on them, a sort of shortcut to using them confidently. Okay, let's jump in.
Sounds good. So the source material, it emphasizes that while both mean higher than, above, generally suggests, well, a higher level, but without touching or covering.
Right, like the example they give, a clock is above the sofa. You immediately picture that gap between them.
Precisely. There's space. It's separate. And the script adds others, like the sun is above the clouds. Higher, yes, but not interacting directly.
Or the shelf is above my desk. Same idea.
Exactly. So above is that straightforward higher position, no contact needed, usually no sense of covering.
Got it. Simple enough when you put it like that. But then there's over.
Ah, yes. Over. Now, according to the source, this one also means higher, but it often adds this idea of, well, covering something or moving across it.
Or even touching it.
Or even touching it, yes. It brings in that interaction above usually lacks. Think about a blanket is over the baby.
Okay, yeah. That's direct contact and covering. Very clear.
And then there's movement, like the plane flew over the city.
Right, across the whole area. Over fits perfectly there.
It does. Or protection, maybe. He held an umbrella over her head.
Providing cover. Yeah, that makes sense for over.
And one more. A bridge is over the river.
Yeah.
That's crossing and covering that space below. So over often has that extra layer. Motion, protection, covering.
Okay, so let's just quickly summarize that difference then.
Good idea.
Above. Higher than generally no touching, like the picture is above the table.
Perfect. And over. Also higher, but often covering or moving across, and touching is, well, quite possible, like the blanket is over the baby.
That contrast really does help nail it down. All right, let's try to apply this. We pulled a few quick questions from the teaching material. Ready?
Let's do it.
First one. The helicopter is flying the city. What do you think?
Movement across a wide area. That sounds like over.
Exactly what the script says, because of the movement across. Okay, next. The lamp hangs the dining table.
Okay, higher position. Probably not touching. I'd go with above.
Correct again. Just higher, no contact. Number 3, she put a scarf her shoulders.
Covering, right. Draped on her shoulders. That feels like over.
Spot on. It's about the covering. Last one. The clock is the door.
Similar to the lamp, or the sofa example earlier. Higher position, no touching implied. Above.
Perfect. Yeah, going through those examples really clarifies things.
It does, doesn't it? Seeing it in context.
So the main takeaway really seems to be above for that simple higher position, no contact. Over often brings in covering or crossing or movement.
Yeah, that's the core distinction highlighted in the material. That makes you think,
So
Well, now that you're kind of tuned into this, maybe start noticing how people use these words day to day.
pay attention when you hear them or read them.
Exactly. You might be surprised how often they're used precisely, or maybe. Sometimes not so precisely.
That's a good point. And that actually leads to a final thought for you listening.
Oh.
Now that you're perhaps a bit more aware of the nuances between above and over, think about this. What other seemingly simple, everyday words might actually hold surprising depths in their meaning and how we use them?
That's interesting. Language is full of those little subtleties, isn't it?
It really is. Something to ponder. Until our next deep dive,